So today we're going to talk about the question, are twin flames toxic? This is a question that general society believes twin flames to be. That's why most people don't even believe in the idea of twin flames or reject the concept or the taboo or the phenomena of twin flames because they feel like that a person gives their power away to this person, which is true. And therefore, it's about calling back that power and not being codependent or expecting a person to fill the void. Hello, in case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I will help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live. If you haven't got plugged into my Healing for Empaths series, make sure to check out the link above or below. That can really help you reconnect to your body and to do some healing on a level that you're bringing into form all that 5D energy and able to embody it so you can change your reality. So let's get to the point. Can twin flames be toxic? Hell, yes, they can be toxic, but in addition to that, any relationship can be toxic because everyone is your mirror, everyone is reflecting you, and it's all about you and you claiming your aspects in the interaction that you have with someone. So the goal then is to know that it can be a very real journey because in addition to that, they're going to mirror your wounds on a level that comes from a very deep soul bond that most people can't even fathom in the 3D, world or in everyday life because of the fact that this is something that, as we've been taught, is out of this world, especially if and when the connection comes into the harmonization. But there's a lot of work to go through within yourself to get to that side of it. So on the other end of that, it is also a divine relationship, meaning that you're learning what unconditional love is and that you're rising above the situation or the circumstance. And then you are able to love that person anyway and be open to how they are and accepting how they are, because it's also accepting who you are when you see what they're doing that also somewhere mirrors within yourself, whether you realize it or not. So one of the biggest keys for you to know is that you need to give that person space. At the same token, you need to hold space for them for where they are without it triggering your own wounds. If it's triggering your wounds, and then you need to basically go within, discover where inside of you this wound started so you can heal it. And by all means, this journey is not about worrying, wondering, or waiting based on where a person is. It's because this person that you're seeking and searching for is inside of you. And so, of course, that means you got to respect yourself. But most people put up the wall based on the fact that they have these wounds and they separate themselves from this polarity and this opposing energy, which is separating from a side of your inner polarity and your inner opposing energy, which is connecting to the deepest, darkest side of yourself that you've ran from this whole time. So rather than give your power away to this relationship and allow somebody to dictate your happiness, it's going to be about you taking responsibility for your own wounds and taking accountability for your ability to show up as a whole, complete oneness, within, and the mastery of your own self. And I think one of the biggest toxic things about this relationship idea is that everyone thinks that you're supposed to be together if you're a twin flame, which gets you stuck on one person, that person may just be a reflection of you or an aspect of you. That means there's somebody else that it should be with you. And so when you get stuck on this one concept, this one idea, then that becomes toxic because you're holding yourself back from expanding and growing into the next level of yourself and allowing what is yours to come in. Because at the end of the day, what is yours and meant for you, you don't have to chase. It will come to you and you don't have to worry about losing it because you can't lose what is already done in the soul contract. What I like to teach is that really this is about you becoming who you want to be with. This is about you showing up as the partner you want. And that means where your weaknesses are, then you need to strengthen your own weaknesses, not expect another person to fill those weaknesses But what tends to happen is your weakness will also mirror their weakness, and you're going to need something that they are no longer able to give you and that they need to do for themselves, but they can't do for you because they can't even do it for themselves. But you have an expectation that says, if they can't give me this, then I don't want to be with them, or something's wrong with them, when in all reality, it's you. So yeah, when you want to blame somebody else for being responsible for what you need to do within yourself or what you can't even do for yourself, that is definitely toxic. Putting that expectation onto somebody else and projecting your own needs on them that you should be filling for your own void. So I think another part of this that becomes confusing for people is because most of this whole twin flame concept and the idea of twin flames being together, most people I've never even met, or they're not even together, or they're briefly together, and that's the end of it. And then now there's this whole period in this time of waiting, wondering, and worrying and thinking, that's when it starts. You're separating yourself from what it is you desire, which is going to continue to create the same thing. And this person could just be your catalyst that is helping you wake up to this, to claim your power, but not put up the wall. But where it can become on the flip side of that is, if you truly are meant to be together and you truly are in a physical dynamic that is physically operating in 3D, and that you've been together for some time, or that you now are, maybe a lot of times what I'm seeing in relationships with twin flames is they've been together for a while, or they've been married for a while, and now they're just waking up to the twin flame concept and identities. And then now they're marrying and they're going deep to purge, because that is connected to the higher realms of saying you have to now purge all the soul in order to purify your soul to become this enlightened being. So on the flip side of that, they are helping to enlighten you, but it's not a full relationship if it's not two ways and you don't have a willing passenger. And at the end of the day, the goal of that is that you both individually have to grow within, but interdependently, you have to keep moving together that keeps you both growing and both on board with the growth, or you're going to grow apart. And that's in any relationship. If you're not growing together, you're growing apart. And any relationship could, fall into the same category as what we're talking about. And it's not just twin flames. So twin flames is also on one end gotten a little bit of a rap, or a bad rap, from the outside world, because people don't fully understand what this truly is and what it means and why it's happening, to help heal the collective energy as we redefine these relationships. So remember, a twin flame's purpose in your life is to really be your mirror and to really reflect to you the deepest insecurities and the deepest sides of yourself you have yet to explore. And on the flip side of that, when you clear and purge that, then they're expanding your consciousness. They're expanding who you are as a person, and they're helping you become more than you could be on your own. So is that toxic? No, it just depends on which side of the fence you're, one, maybe looking at the whole journey from in itself, or is it truly, everybody's different. So this is not one size fits all. And when it comes to this whole process, it's kind of like, if you go to a doctor and you get diagnosed, are you going to take the diagnosis for fact, or are you going to go get a second opinion? So it's really important in this journey, while so many people reject it, to really be open to the idea of all parts of it, in order to not shut off a part of yourself, because the whole concept of even this idea and this phenomenon is expanding you. As we open up the portal and shift humanity through the collective consciousness from this lower conscious state into the higher conscious state, we change the consciousness of our planet, and we do it from a heart-centered place that is coming into whole and complete and loving ourselves, so that way we are able to have more whole, complete, loving relationships, and we're actually purging out the idea of the toxicity, which has to come up to clear, to open the space for us to have more harmonious and healthy relationships. So thank you for watching, and if you have any video topics that you would like me to talk about or questions I can answer in a video, please let me know. And I'd love to hear your feedback on your twin flame journey as to if you're feeling like you're operating from the toxic side, or if you're finding the divine love in it and you're rising above to yourself. So may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire.